What is up, guys? So this week, it's Bad Dog, obviously. So this week, the New York Giants play the Houston Texans. Both teams are 0-2. I'm pretty sure Houston had higher expectations. I know I had higher expectations for the Houston Texans. They were my pick to go to the Super Bowl out of the AFC. Just figuring with Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt, the rest of that defense, and then, of course, the dynamic combination of Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, and Deshaun Watson, obviously, I thought they would be a lot better. They have not looked good either. However, the New York Giants look like one of the worst teams in the NFL, and quite frankly, they play like one of the worst teams in the NFL without a doubt. I've said this before about the New York Giants, and this is the biggest issue with us. Obviously, I said before, I really don't believe in Eli Manning anymore. I don't believe he can do it. He misses a lot of open receivers. I've heard, there's a lot of excuses about the offensive line, and the offensive line is poor too. There is no doubt about that. However, Eli Manning is not under duress under every single pass play. He should be able to locate these big playmakers downfield at some time. Everything should not be a check down for Eli Manning, and that's exactly what it was against the Dallas Cowboys. It's a bad combination of a really poor offensive line and a quarterback that can't move to save his life. It's like he plays in quicksand. I mean, that's really what it's like with Eli, and it's always been like that. He's never been a mobile guy. So at 38 years old now that everything has pretty much left him, all of his tools are not what they used to be, it does not help when the offensive line cannot protect somebody that cannot move. And quite frankly, it seems like as soon as Eli Manning hits the back step of his drop, he's ready to go down to the ground. So I'm asking Giants fans, you can always leave your comments in the comments section, which would be great because I want to know, how do we win this game Sunday? How do we do it? How can the Giants get out of this funk? We are 3-16 on our last 19 games if you go back to the playoff loss in Green Bay. We've lost 16 of our last 19 games. So it has been very difficult to be a Giants fan here in the last year or so. It is just, at least me, I expect them to lose every time they take the field almost. I expect something bad to happen almost every time. I don't expect them to make plays. What can we do? My idea was 2 tight end sets and run the ball. That way you have a blocker in Rhett Ellison and you also have a receiver in Evan Engram. Obviously, the Giants need to run the ball more. I screamed this from the mountaintops during that Dallas game. You cannot have Saquon Barkley only carry 4.5 times. Okay? His job is to run the ball, not to catch 14 passes, okay? It's great that we got the ball into his hands, but let's try establishing the run rather than going back and having Eli Manning throw 44 times. This is exactly why I thought the Giants would be good this year when they drafted Saquon Barkley, because I said, well, now Eli should only throw about 25 to 30 times a game, and Barkley should get 25 touches or so a game. The Giants should be more of a running team. And Eli Manning should not have to throw the ball 45 times. And if Eli Manning's throwing the ball 45 times a game, we're going to lose, okay? That is not a formula for Eli Manning and the New York Giants. That's not what we do. That's not what we drafted Saquon Barkley for. They wanted a quarterback to throw the ball 45 times, and they should have went with a quarterback in the draft. I mean, I don't know what kind of game plan that is to never run Saquon Barkley in the first half. The Giants are not out of the game by any means or any stretch of the imagination against Dallas, but they absolutely refused to run Saquon Barkley. So my idea, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of other Giants' idea, how about we hand the ball off? Even if he's getting stopped. Jacksonville did a good job of stopping him, and then bam, he popped one for 68 yards or whatever it was. Why not give Saquon Barkley the ball? Why not establish the run? Because it will alleviate some of the pressure off of Eli Manning if they can establish the run. You have to try it, okay? Even if it's failing, you can't only run the ball 4.5 times. That's not winning football for any team. You have to run. You have to mix it up. You have to have a nice balance of passing and running the ball. I mean, you can't just be one-dimensional on offense. I understood last year when we didn't have a running game why we had to be one-dimensional on offense. But I thought for sure getting Barkley would make the whole team better. That hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it happens this week. But I have a hard time believing the Giants are going to go into Houston and play an offense like that with 2 quarterbacks who aren't the greatest scramblers. It's not like Dak Prescott's whole game plan is to scramble or Blake Bortles' game plan is to scramble. They're both mobile quarterbacks and they can use their legs, but the RPO has killed us. Dak Prescott had 45 yards on the ground. Blake Bortles had a 41-yard rush against us. We saw, I don't even remember, that backup Patriots quarterback that went for an 86-yard touchdown in the final preseason game. So the RPOs have destroyed the Giants this year, and now you have probably the best, maybe the fastest, most athletic quarterback in the league that we're going against in Deshaun Watson. So how exactly do we stop that from happening? How exactly, with no pass rush, do we shut down DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller? That's going to be a nightmare matchup for our corners, especially with Eli Apple, who I was not high on, but actually was playing good this season. He is actually injured now, so it's going to be B.W. Webb out there. How do we contain those guys? I don't like the matchup. I didn't like the matchup going into the year. I felt like the Giants were going to get blown out in this game. Hope that's not the case because Houston does not look as good as I thought they would. However, I don't like the matchup. I think this is a matchup we're going to really struggle in this game to just contain them every which way. I've said J.J. Watt's probably been salivating for 2 weeks watching game film on Eric Flowers and the poor Giants, the poor New York Giants offensive line, watching Eli just, go down like a sack of potatoes every time he drops back to pass. So again, I'm looking for your suggestions, Giants fans. Leave them down there in the comments. How do we get this W on Sunday? Because quite frankly, no matter what we do, I just don't see us coming out of here with a win. I hate to say that, but honestly, watching this team over the past year, I was thinking it was going to change this year. Watching us over the first 2 games, it hasn't. Our offense has scored a total of 28 points, and let's face it, 10 of those points against Dallas were garbage time points where Dallas was not blitzing anymore. They were not bringing the heat. They were just kind of laying back and letting the Giants get those yards and get those cheap points. So, I don't know. Leave your suggestions down there, and I really hope I'm wrong about this game. But the Giants haven't proven to me. They haven't shown me anything that we can build off of. The first game we did, that game against Dallas left me absolutely flabbergasted. And, I was sitting there going, I don't think there was any positives we could take out of that game from Dallas, except for our defense played well in the second half. And we did that against Jacksonville. So, but Jacksonville's offense, Dallas is a 31 ranked passing offense in the league. They don't pass the ball. Blake Bortles had an incredible game against the Patriots. But again, Jacksonville's more of a running team. I think Houston's more of a passing team. So I just don't like the matchup. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully I'm wrong. I've been wrong all freaking year. So hopefully I'm wrong on this one. So, like I said, just leave your comments on that. For me, it's 2 tight end sets. Try to run the ball 15 times in the first half. That's what I would like to see from the New York Giants. So it enhances play action, maybe alleviates some pressure off Eli Manning. So that's all for this video. Please join me later tonight. I'll be live streaming the game, the Jets-Browns game. I'll probably get to it about the second quarter. It's usually when I pick it up on Thursday nights. So, again, I love hanging out with you guys in the live stream. So please join me for that. I'll see you later tonight. Bad Dog, and I'm out. Peace!